In this video, we're going to look at the bivariate Poisson distribution, or one interpretation of it. And one of the main reasons I'm doing this is spurred on by real work. We're getting ready to look at, say, adverse event rates for subjects that were on and off a research product or a drug, and thought this would be interesting to share. So here we're going to assume we have three independent Poisson distributions with different lambdas, and they're all independent. And we're going to let y and z be defined as the sum of these two Poisson distributions. So you can see that they have the x0 common in both of those, so they're going to be correlated. And if we look, if we know our Poisson distribution, the sum of Poissons is Poisson, and that's the case in both of those. And the mean is just the sum of the lambda parameters. The variance is the same way; it's the sum of those parameters. I don't know why I put parentheses here and not there, but I did. Now let's look at the covariance between z and y, and that is, I started to put x, but so I just changed it to z instead of having to rewrite everything. So we're going to look at the covariance between z and y. Well, that's the expected value of z times y minus expected value of z times expected value of y. Well, let's replace what each of those are. Z is this number, y is this number. So we just replace it in each of those. Now this is easy because we showed that up here. But we multiply this out and we get this. And here we just fill it in appropriately. And then we take the expected value of each of those. And then this, x1 and x2 are independent. You know, 0 and 2 are independent, x0 and 1 are independent, but this is not, so we'll deal with that in a second. So because they're independent, and the expected value of each x is just the lambda parameter, we get this. Now the expected value of x0 squared, the formula for that is it's the variance plus the expected value squared. So this comes down to the variance plus the expected value squared. We get this. And then multiplying this out, we get this. And then there's lots of cancellations, and it leaves just the lambda 0. So this is, it's the covariance, not the correlations. The correlation would be divided by the variances, the square root of the variances. And you can do that on your own. But this tells us that this model only allows for positive correlations because this lambda parameter has to be positive. And so there's ways around this to make this, allow this to be negative. But we're not going to consider that right now. We're just going to derive the distribution of the bivariate Poisson distribution. So here we have probability of y and z equals little y and little z. And then a trick that I like to do is we introduce a third variable and then sum it over all the possible values. So x0 is a Poisson, and it goes from 0 to infinity. So these two probabilities don't change. Well, this, because it's a joint probability, we can write it as a conditional probability. This, the conditional probability times x0 equal to I. And again, we're going from 0 to infinity. Now, the next step, we're going to replace what we know about y and z. Y is x1 plus 0, x0. And z is x2 plus 0. And then when we know that x0 is I, we're conditioned on it, And we can stick in I into here, and then it becomes a constant, so we can subtract it to the other side. And that's what we do in this step. And we can take away the condition because we've already factored it in. Now, x1 and x2 are Poisson distributions, and those go from, they have to be positive, so from 0 to infinity. And so if this value or this value is negative, then this overall probability is 0. And so since I goes from 0 to infinity, if it gets too big, then it's 0. And so where do we stop summing over I? Well, once whichever is smaller, y or z, is where we have to stop, because then it starts becoming negative. And then, so we're going to go from 0 to the minimum of y or z, whichever is smaller, hence the minimum. And then x1 and x2 are independent, so we can separate this out. And so we have just the probability of 3 Poisson distributions summed, and then I goes from 0 to the minimum of y and z. And that's what this next step is. So x2 is this, where we plug in for our value in the same way here over the y minus I factorial, and then this probability that x0 equals I is this. Now we're going to start combining terms. So we're going to take out front anything that doesn't have an index I in it. So this term, all the E terms, and then this lambda parameter has a y minus I. So we'll factor out the lambda 1y and the lambda 2z, and then it's just left to the minus I. Well, that minus can be taken to the denominator. So let's first of all do this. So here is this is the E parameters, and then this is the lambdas that we just took out. And then we multiply by 1, we divide by y factorial, multiply by y factorial, divide by z factorial, multiply by z factorial. And then we also multiply by I factorial and divide by I factorial. Otherwise, the values are the same. And then this right here, the lambda 0 I comes from here. And then those, since it's minus I and minus I, you take them to the denominator, and then it's just to the I. So we do have this. Now this right here can be written as a factorial, or the combinatorics, y choose I, z choose I. And then this, I almost think that maybe one of these versions up here is going to be less computational, but this is the version that's in the literature, and this is what they see, so we changed it. Next, we're going to start I don't know if it's the next video, but very soon we're going to look at Poisson regression, and then that's where we model these lambda parameters, and we have covariates, and then we maximize that over the restrictions. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the video, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Okay, bye.